This is not comfort. It is a clinical dissection of the failure instinct quietly sabotaging you every single day without mercy. The moment you boldly declare "I will," your brain rewards you as if you have already won. It hands you a false sense of achievement and quietly shuts down the effort required to make it real. Machiavelli, the master of cold minds, saw through that delusion centuries ago. The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present. Power is never built on hope. No one rises to the height of their fantasies. They collapse to the lowest standard of the broken systems they tolerate. Dreams are cheap because anyone can have them. Execution draws the line between the victor and the failure. They do not ask whether they feel like working. They work because it is already locked into the day. You fall on a night when you are drained, your mind thick with pressure. You fall during a week suffocated by deadlines. You fall in a moment no one sees when you tell yourself, "Fine, I will rest today." That small permission stretches into days. Then you conclude you lack discipline. But are you truly weak? Or are you fighting with a system too fragile to survive pressure? When your energy drops, your brain chooses the familiar and easy path. It does not care what promises you made. It wants to conserve energy immediately. Power belongs to the one who can act without excitement. Motivation reacts to circumstances. When the job is new, when the goal still excites you, when you have just finished something that made your heart race, you move forward. But when the work turns repetitive, heavy, and thankless, motivation vanishes. You are steering a boat. The sea is calm. The wind is in your favor. You glide forward and think you are a skilled captain. Then the waves rise. You lose balance and blame the storm. The truth is simpler. You handed the wheel to the waves. You let emotion dictate direction. Keep living this way, and the outcome is obvious. You will always start strong and finish weak. The rule is simple. Action must occur before emotion has time to interfere. Raise the cost of quitting and behavior stabilizes. That is the cold rule. Stop. Ask yourself honestly, does he really fight a brutal internal war every single day? Machiavelli observed mercenary armies in Renaissance Italy. The ones fueled by pride and adrenaline collapsed when the fight dragged on. The disciplined armies with rigid structure endured, not because they were braver, because their structure did not allow chaos. Willpower is expensive. It depletes. It erodes. Smart men do not burn willpower daily. They build an iron cage around their behavior, an environment where quitting is inconvenient and costs something real. You want to train but the gym is far, your schedule is loose, and you can cancel without consequence. No debate. No bargaining. Power begins the moment you stop negotiating with yourself. You fail because you hesitate before you act. You burn energy on dozens of trivial decisions. What time to wake up, whether to train, what task to start with, whether to reply now or later. By the end of the day, you are not out of work. You are out of battery. Machiavelli once wrote in The Prince, "The wise man does once what the fool does finally." That line is not about speed. It is about decisiveness. The human brain has a limited decision budget. Every choice drains it. When you leave everything in a maybe state, you force yourself to redecide your life every single day. The pressure of truth is the real engine, not hype, not emotional surges. But you measure nothing, not clearly, not consistently. That is why you can live comfortably inside a quiet illusion for years. Feeling progress is never the same as making progress. Human beings are masters at telling flattering stories about themselves. You remember the mornings you worked with focus. You forget the nights spent scrolling mindlessly. Without numbers, your memory edits the story to protect your pride. Napoleon Bonaparte rejected passionate reports that lacked numbers. Do not adjust mid-week. When the mind is quiet, energy rises and can be aimed at what actually changes your standing. Freedom is not about the number of choices. It is about not having to keep making them. Every decision drains energy. By night you are not tired from big tasks. You are drained because you wasted thought on things that never deserved thought. A tree that spreads its branches in every direction grows slow and weak. The tree forced to grow straight up, fighting for light, rises fastest. Pressure and limits do not weaken it. They force energy into one direction. That constraint creates power. Your life works the same way. When you standardize what repeats, you free energy for what matters. Lock in 3 things for 7 days. Your wake-up time, your most important work block, and 1 fixed starting routine. Stop trying to become a stronger person. Become someone protected by flawless structure instead. They were feared because their phalanx functioned like a machine. Every soldier held his position. That structure made them nearly impossible to break. Your problem is not a lack of willpower. You simply cannot tolerate repetition long enough to let it rewrite your identity. The early phase of any habit is dry. It does not inspire you. It does not reward you. It feels like standing silently in formation while every instinct urges you to charge forward. Choose to protect a minimum chain of behaviors and refuse to break it for 30 to 60 days. When behavior repeats long enough inside a stable environment, your brain updates your default identity.